You're such an asshole.
Good morning, children. New sweatshirt, new merch Cappy got from manthefuckupnow.com. Check out those guys. I like you, dude. You've sent me this is a nice sweatshirt. Actually, it's a very nice one. It's very warm, and that's good because it got a little chilly here in Vegas. But yeah, if you want to send me your shit for free, I will gladly take it. But these guys are going to be a sponsor, and I'll do a video on them later. That is not what we're here to talk to today. We're here to talk about Gavin. Gavin writes, "Hi, Captain. I am a sophomore in high school, and I am a big fan of your YouTube channel. My older brother made me watch you. I'm glad he did because I was thinking about going to college for theater." You got a good older brother. You are lucky to have an older brother like that. Which my mom was all for, but I found out she was like a lot of parents and just saying that because she didn't know any better. I gotta do a study. I don't know how. I know how. Because people are fucking normal and they're fucking inferior and nobody fucking thinks. I gotta know how, though. Parents today just are regurgitating the same baby boomer slop that was regurgitated 30, 20, 25 years ago. And oh, just go to college, just go to college. How do you not see the news articles? How do you not hear the... When, as an adult, this is not the kids. Not directed at you, Gavin. I'm just warning for parents out there. When these scumbag cocksucking schools come up and ask your kid to sacrifice his or her 4 years of their youth, and then they are going to sign up for $120, $150, $200,000 worth of tuition, and that's sometimes backed up with your money. Do you ever do a cost-benefit analysis? Do you ever start to say, "Hey, wait a minute, I are smart, I have a liberal arts degree, no, just go. I'll cash in my 401k there, sweetheart. Nothing's too good for my little child." Then they come to me, and taking my classes or asking me to consult them on finance. I'm 58, I'm 60, and we just paid off our 4th kid's doctorate in puppetry. Well, we didn't save enough up for retirement, but that's why I'm contacting you. I'd like to retire in 43 seconds. Where do I find $4.2 million? Oh, this stupid... Oh, sorry, Gavin, this isn't you. This is me. It's just me. My problem is I can't stay in school, and I have at least 2 more years of this. Dude, I know, it's just, it's a 13-year prison sentence, and you don't know, like, it's kind of exciting, kindergarten and 1st grade, like, it's kind of fun, and then, I remember 2nd and 3rd grade, that's like, oh, crap, how much more of this we got? What did we do to deserve this? It's boring, my teachers sucked, my classes sucked, but everyone I talk to, including my brother, says I have to get good grades. Well, that's the paradox, is true there. How am I supposed to get good grades when my English teacher is such a stupid bitch that cannot teach to save her life? History is also more my teacher talking about politics than history. And even though I'm good at math, geometry, school is just getting too painful. It's just gonna be more suck. Okay, it doesn't get... I'll grant you this about high school. Your junior and senior years are not as bad. But yeah, it sucks. Do you have any recommendation to make school more enjoyable or at least tolerable? Alright. Okay. Let's focus on the good grades. Here's the paradox that pretty much every young student out there, high school student, faces who's smart and has potential. School does suck. I cannot think of anything that is more of a universal child abuse than sending kids to the schools with the inferior pieces of scum that we have as teachers. But at the same time, this is how society is going to judge you. And if you do intend, not even if you don't intend to go to college, but you want to go into the military, you want to go into trade school, you want to go to community college, you're going to need to have good grades. And I finally kicked my ass into gear. I think about your age, it was like my last I was a solid C- student, man. But then I just aced the rest of my classes pretty much. I think I got a B or something in there in English, even though I was fluent in it for 16 years by that time. You gotta do it. You gotta get good grades, because at least then you have the option of getting into an accredited university, all right? Now, there are some programs that if you were just I don't want to say dumb, because most of the truly smart kids don't get straight A's. Those are the conformists that get straight A's. The truly smart kids can't tolerate it because their minds are being melted by inferior people. There are like kind of junior intro like you could take classes again, improve, because I think everybody knows that K through 12 sucks, and most kids, especially smart people, don't do their best. So there's ways you can take classes again and then apply for an accredited university. But don't waste your time now, all right? View it this way. You got to go to that school, no matter what, by law. Although you could drop out, get your GED, depending on what state you're in. I looked this up. And then you could apply for college. That's something that you might want to consider. So look into that, because if you were a sophomore, you are, depending on if you're 15 or 16, again, it depends on the state, that might be an option. Drop out, get your GED, and then go apply for college and university. The other thing I'd recommend you do is, depending again on your state, see if you go take some classes through the local community college. And I'm saying that not so you can get a jump on college, which you can, but I would do that so you get like some, maybe a little bit more intellectual stimulation, hang out with other kids. The other thing you could do, this just dawned on me, take some classes at your local community college at night that are the exact same classes that would parallel classes you're taking in high school. So in high school, let's say you got an English class, because you don't know English enough already. You're going to have to take an English composition, a freshman composition class, when you go to college, no matter what. Dude, take those classes at the same time, and then do the exact same papers for both classes. All right? So you got to write a 5 to 6 page paper. Oh my gosh, they want me to write a 5 to 6 page paper. And then you could use the same piece of homework, print off 2 copies, give it to your teacher, and the professor and the teacher, you're done. So there's that. You could go to Western Governors University online in the meantime. You say, am I not taking more classes I wanted to get out of school? I know, just hear me out. Take classes at Western Governors University online. You're going to have to pay no matter what. But along the same, you give your brain something to bite your teeth into. Again, paralleling the classes that you got to take in college or regular school. But aside from taking classes online or through the local university, or dropping out with your GED and then going and applying to university, what you're going to have to do while you're in school is you're going to have to still get these A's. You're going to have to focus. You're going to have to break down. So here's what the old captain's going to recommend you do. First, you're going to give it a good, honest go. I know these people are boring. I know these teachers suck. I know it is not intellectually stimulating. But when you go in there, you're going to have to go and aim to get some A's. All right? I don't know what your GPA is, but it sounds like you have to boost it up a little bit. So that's the number one goal. So get your homework in on time. None of this late stuff. You're going to write. You're going to dedicate, put forth the effort to ace your tests and all that other stuff. However, while you're at high school, and, it's like any prison, you could get away with a little bit of contraband. Look, The Great Escape, they built tunnels and they made vodka whiskey, or vodka, it's moonshine. Everybody knows you could get away with a little bit of stuff. So you have your book open in English, but you're doing your algebra homework, or your geometry homework in your case. You don't let any time go to waste. Right? So you're there in school, the teacher's blathering on, and if you know, say you know geometry, you can figure it out. You start working on some other stuff. Don't do action writing where you're going to get busted. What are you doing? I'm doing my biology homework. Well, why are you doing biology? This is English. Because you fucking suck, and I already speak and read and write English fluently, you fucking bint. Sorry, I loathe English teachers. See if you can get some work done in class without getting busted and in trouble. So this frees up time when you go home. You don't have to do it. You're kind of done. Ideally, what I always try to do, and I got really good C-minuses doing it this way, is I would never do homework. I would either do it on the bus to or from school, or in that 15 minutes before the paper was due. That's what I would do. So I'm saying doing it better than me. Get your A's, you know, get your studying done. Do your homework at home if you have homework left to do. But try to get as much work done. It's the same thing like when I was bored at work, you know, I do economic research. And they could, because I was in banking, they couldn't tell whether it was for personal purposes or for their real. Like, oh, his browsing history shows him looking up economic data. We're a bank, so he must be working. It's like, yeah, no, I was bored out of my mind doing my own research and projects. So what you got to do is something similar in those classes. You're going to have to start studying and sneaking away and getting other work done. All right, so that's one way to do it. The other thing, and this is what I'm going to recommend. This is how you make school and how you're going to get these A's and how you can make school more tolerable and by the way, learn along the way. YouTube, okay, or podcasts. YouTube by far is a superior teacher to the vast majority of teachers out there. I know you probably have one or two good teachers. I had 3. In my entire K through college, I had 3. The rest of them, as you probably know if you watch this channel, the rest of the people who are your teachers are not there to educate you. They don't care about you. The number one reason people become teachers is because they're lazy and it's an easy job and they don't want to work 12 months a year. That's why they're there. And the teachers union is not there for you. They're there to enrich teachers and administrative staff and diversity counselors and all this other poppycock they got here, all this other overhead. So you have by far a self-selected group of inferior low IQ people. And I mean that. I'm not making that up because I hate teachers. I'm saying that because I hate teachers, and it's true. The lowest IQs tend to be your education majors when you look at IQs by degree. So they're not going to be as effective. Now contrast that with the internet, specifically YouTube. YouTube is a self-selecting kind of free market, cream rises to the top. And I guarantee that if you search geometry or the SAS, SSS, AAA, Euclidean, what was it? A squared B, Pythagorean theorem. Your teacher can't teach to save his or her life. But if you search Pythagorean theorem, not only are you going to get a bunch of hits on YouTube about Pythagorean theorem, because the best rises to the top through voting and views, the number one video is probably going to be the number one teacher in the world that clearly and thoroughly explains to you the Pythagorean theorem. If you want to look what happened at the Battle of Trent, again, you search Battle of Trent, you will find a YouTube video risen to the top by a historian who actually loves and cares about, what was that? Revolutionary War, Battle of Trent? Whatever. And he or she will go into great detail and you will know more about the Battle of Trent than your teacher did. Because this person is passionate and they go through it in detail. So what I would do, and this is very key, is you got your homework, right? On whatever it is. Presumably you have freed up enough time doing other homework in class to free up your time that you don't have homework to do at home. And then you go and you download the YouTube video, you watch the YouTube video of SOHCAHTOA. To stick with, I'm glad I remember all this geometry. SOHCAHTOA. And you study that, and you're going to save yourself time and be more efficiently and better educated by a superior teacher or YouTuber than you are the rank and file morons that we populate the public schools with. Okay? So then when you go to class the next day or you try and do your homework, you don't have to muddle through the piss poor teaching that most public K through 12 teachers give you. That's the worst thing, is where you're taught the wrong way, or the teacher is so bad you have to translate, you're lost in translation, you tried, and then you get like a C, you're like, wait a minute, I did exactly what you told. Whereas if you actually get the best teachers in the world filtered out, screened out by YouTube and the internet, you clearly know what it is, and then like, oh, I see what my inferior teacher is trying to tell me. It's this. The other thing that's going to do is it's going to bring back a passion for learning, and this is the biggest tragedy. Like, I hated reading. Hated reading. And the reason I hated reading is because we were forced to read boring books by inferior teachers. Again, we're going back to the English teacher thing. Most teachers do not have a passion to make the subjects of study interesting. And if you look at subjects of study, history, philosophy, math, chemistry, these are amazing things. They really are. I know you don't believe that, but they're amazing things. We have unlocked the secrets of the universe. We have painted beautiful things. I don't mean pictures, certainly that, but written great literary works, made great movies out of them. And one thing I just loathe my teachers for in the past is they failed to take these really interesting things. You can make anything interesting if you have a passion for it. I make economics interesting because I have a passion for it. And these teachers fail. Why? They don't give a crap about the study. They don't give a crap about you. They don't give a crap about educating you. They just want their check and to go home. All right? That's the majority of them. And so since they're lackadaisical in mailing it in, they don't convey that passion. And then you lose out on, like, chemistry is an amazing study. It's amazing how we figured out how the elements of the world work together. Physics is amazing. We figured out how the planets work, and that's how we can launch rockets and things. But you get some boring professor, you see, Kepler's laws of gravitational physics. Watch a YouTube video about, hey, this is how we launched satellites. This is how we got Voyager to get the heck out of the solar system. And that becomes much more interesting. So what YouTube does is not only is it much clearer, and I'm saying the internet in general, is it clear and usually staffed by much better teachers. There is a passion there. And then you will rediscover, like, wow, this is interesting. This is cool. This is how rockets work. This is how science, this is how math. Oh, this is a great book. There's another thing. Reading an actual book. Are you fucking joking me? You kids be smart just to go and get an Audible version of every book you're teaching and just put on the headphones and start listening to it. Also, if they're classics, Catcher in the Rye, whatever they're making you read. Getting back to YouTube. Get a Pale Moon browser or Firefox browser, even though Firefox is communist. You get these add-ons, extensions. You can install them. You find on the top. And this is key. Saving time here now. And what it will allow you to do is download YouTube videos. Some of it will convert it to MP3. What I do is I download the video and then I put it into a program called Goldwave. Look this up. I'm not going to explain it to you, okay? You can figure it out on your own. The key thing is to convert YouTube videos to MP3s. Aaron, why would I do such a thing? So that you can... Here, I'll show you without knocking things over. So you can do this. So that while your teacher says, little Gavin, you go read this 400-page book. Fuck. So you guys sit there when it's 80 degrees and sunny outside and everyone's having a good old time. You guys sit there and read this damn book. Well, not with these. You get it into audio. You should be able to find most of the classics on YouTube. Download them, convert them to MP3, or buy it on Audible book. And you put it on your MP3 player and you go out. Now you can work out, you can work, you can do other stuff. You're not forced to sit reading a goddamn book. You get to listen to the book and you're free to go on the bus, this and that and this. When it's quiet time or study time, you can listen to it. If the teacher gives you shit, what are you doing? You say, I'm reading my book. And they say, really? And then you show them Catcher in the Rye. Oh, sorry, little Gavin. I'm just an inferior school teacher and I thought you weren't doing anything intelligent because I've never done anything intelligent in my life. I just hate teachers. So that is what I would do, is I would go to YouTube, download, you can do that with non-math things. Literature, history, stuff like that. You can learn anything you want on history. I mean, in that regard, teachers are truly obsoleted by YouTube. All right? The math and the science, that's a little harder because you actually have to visualize that. So a lot of like calculus, I was kind of rushing up on calculus because what else are you going to do? It really helps to have the visual. Geometry obviously would help to have the visual. Where you have to see it. You can't just listen to geometry, you got to see it. Valence electron configuration, I don't know if you're in chemistry, but you get to that later. Ah, that's how it works. Ah, we learn through science. So that's what I would do is, look, school sucks, but you need the good grades. What I'm trying to do, if you're passionate about learning again, doing it without expending that much more time, and doing it so you're going to get good grades. Because if you go YouTube it, get it closer to reality, get a better, superior instruction through superior tutorials and instructors on YouTube, then when you go back to school, and hopefully doing efficient moves like listening to it, through your headphones, not sitting there watching or reading, you'll go in, you know exactly what the subject and the subject matter is about. You'll be able to ace your test, and then hopefully it's interesting again, and you're not that bored, right? Because it really is that interesting. I mean, and keep in mind, it doesn't end if you do go to college. It's going to be 4 years of the same bullshit. And these are great studying techniques and tactics where you can save time. I'm recommending, though, in the meantime, if you got a little bit of extra time, lighten your load, because you think the finish line is your last day of senior year in high school. It is, and you got to keep going. So again, what I'm recommending, look into getting your GED and then going to Western Governors, or go to Western Governors now. Try and lighten your load, that if you ever do decide to go to college, it's not full-time school for 4 more years. We're just like, oh shit, this crap again. Although Western Governors University, you don't have to deal with people, and you just take your classes online. You can go work and have a good time. So anyway, I'm sorry there, young Gavin. I wish it was. I do. Everyone was there. Everyone was there. And any honest person will say, yeah, school sucked. The weirdos, the conformists, I like school. It's like, that snot-nosed little girl who always got straight A's. I just like them. They run off and become a librarian or something inconsequential to the success of society. Yeah, they just like, get the fuck out of there. I don't get thinkers. But yeah, YouTube is, thank God you got the internet. Could you imagine going to school back when it was my day? Like, oh, just there was no option. Now you have the internet. Not only do you have the internet to educate you, you could go to school, you could go to college. Starting now, you could go to college and be done with this shit. If you play your cards right, by the age of 20. And then, well, that'd be, woo! But anyway, yeah, it's good you got an older brother and you sent this way. But listen to America's older brother and let's kick it up a notch. Bam! Get your Spice Weasel. Sorry, these are references that no one's getting. Alright, we'll see you kids later. Toodles.